Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. I am the project manager from Group 1. My name is Nurul Ashikin binti Ahmad Sufyan, metric ID CB25074, and our project topic is Transnational. Let me introduce to you guys to my group team members. First, we have me. I am as a project manager. The second one is Nur Farisha Izzati binti Fazli as a programmer. The third one is Wan Muhammad Shakir bin Wan Muhammad Hassani as a tester. And the last one is Siti Aisha binti M Suhaimi as the system analyst.
I will introduce to you guys about this Transnational Berhad first. What is it? Transnational Berhad is a well-known bus service provider operating intercity roads in Malaysia. It offers transportation for people from various cities, towns, and rural areas across the country. Since Transnational began its operation, it has played a key role in helping students, employees, and long-distance travelers who rely on affordable bus service. Transnational has developed its routes to meet the increasing transportation needs. In the early days, Transnational used physical ticket counters and manual systems for ticketing, route search, and scheduling. Customers had to visit terminals or contact travel agents to get information on departure times, seat availability, and ticket price. The limitation of this traditional system highlighted that the need for a more efficient service, especially as the customer base grew and demands changes. With advance in information technology and a rising need for online service, Transnational moved to online platform for support. To improve its online presence, Transnational launched on official website named as Transnational Online. The site serves as a single platform for service updates and online transaction. It aims to reduce dependence on service counters, allowing users to access service from anywhere at any time. The Transnational website features several key components to address users' needs. The booking and logistics sections help users find bus routes, schedule available seats, and book tickets online. Despite focus on the transportation service provided by Transnational, the payment and transaction section enables safe online payments, booking, and storing transaction records. The company information sections provides details about Transnational, including messages, promotions, and travel guidelines. Finally, the customer support section offers help through frequently asked questions, contact information, terminal details, and customer feedbacks. I'll pass this to the next person.
So now I will explain the objectives of the Transnational website. First, the website provides a complete online booking platform, allowing passengers to plan and manage their bus journeys without visiting physical tickets counters. Next, it enables route search and journey planning, where users can view routes, departure times, and seats availability anytime with internet access. The system also supports online ticket booking, reducing dependency on manual counters and improving efficiency. In addition, the website offers secure online payment, allowing customers to complete the booking process safely in one system. It also provides up-to-date company information such as promotions and service updates. Lastly, the website acts as a customer support channel through frequently asked questions, contact details, and feedback options.
So, what is the expectation of software engineering in the portal? Software engineering is important in developing the Transnational website because it covers all aspects of software production. It ensures the website is properly planned, designed, developed, tested, and maintained in a systematic way. By using a structured and organized development approach, software engineering helps the development team avoid ad hoc work and reduce errors during development. This is especially important for a public online system like Transnational's website. Software engineering also helps manage system complexity effectively. The website includes complex features such as online ticket booking, secure payment processing, and customer support modules, which require careful design and integration. In addition, software engineering supports the effective use of appropriate tools and techniques. Developers can choose suitable frameworks, testing tools, and development methods based on project constraints and available resources. Overall, applying software engineering practice improves software quality. It results in a reliable, efficient, user-friendly, and maintainable website. This ensures the Transnational website can support online bookings, payments, and customer service effectively both now and in the future. So, what is the most appropriate software process model? The most appropriate software model is incremental development. Why? Incremental development is the most applicable for the Transnational website because the system incorporates online service like ticket bookings, online payments, and support that are subject to change with time. This model will ensure that the website is developed in incremental stages, where the first iteration contains basic functionality, followed by successive enhancement. Releases based on feedback received from end users and requirements from operations. It also supports frequent updates, easier adaptation to new technologies, and reduce risk by identifying issues early, which is important for a public-facing transportation portal with a growing and diverse user base. So why incremental development is the most applicable? There are two reasons. First, early value delivery. which is important functions such as route search, seat availability, and ticket booking can be developed and released early. This helps Transnational start online operation quickly, while other features are added in later versions. Second is adaptability to change. With evolving customer requirements like secure payment or frequently asked questions, increments allow feedback incorporation without overhauling the entire system. There are 4 process activities involved, which is first is specifications. The team holds a meeting and outlines detailed requirements, but only fits that part of the website of each increment. For example, first increment specify which data will be needed for route search, schedules, and seat availability. Also online booking for booking and logistics. Second process activity is development. Each increment goes through the activities of design and coding itself. For example, design the user interface for searching bus, selecting trips, and seats. Also storing booking data in the database. Implement the screens and back-end service for the booking increment. Third is validation. After development of each increment, the team tests that increment and how it works with existing ones. For example, the functional test verify the correctness of users performing route search, viewing schedules, choosing seats, and confirmation of booking. Lastly is evolution. Once an increment has been deployed, the system will continue to evolve through further new increments or by modifying existing increments, all based on real use and feedback. For example, increasingly, the booking increment could be developed by adding more routes, new seat types, or links to other platforms and mobile apps.
Agile is an iterative and incremental software process model, specifically approaching to manage the development of the proposed Transnational's online bus ticketing website. The system involves interactivity with online booking, payment processing, company information, and customer support, which requires flexibility, frequent updates, and continuous user feedback. Agile is characterized by iterative development and close stakeholder involvement to fit for a service-oriented web-based system. Within the Agile process model, software is developed in short periods called processing. Each process contains a majority of activities planned for the specification, design and implementation, validation, and evaluating of the system. In this way, the system is always under evaluation and improvement to receive stakeholder feedback. System design and implementation are followed by which involve designing the system architecture, database structures, and user interfaces or interactions between different components. Included in the Transnational website are booking workflow designs, integration of payment gateways, and interfaces for customer support, while structured design makes for good communication among system modules. Next, it includes the development and implementation phase, where the developers write and integrate code based on the approved design. In this phase, incremental development of features such as route search, ticket booking, and online payment takes place. Agile encourages close collaboration among developers to ensure that the system will meet defined requirements. Once it complete, validation is done. This includes unit testing, integration testing, and system testing to ensure everything works as it should. Special attention will be paid to payment security, transaction accuracy, and system reliability since these are core aspects of an online ticketing system. After testing, review is held where the stakeholders such as management or system users review the completed features. Feedback is collected to determine whether the system meets business objectives and user expectations. Any suggested improvements were added to the product backlog. Lastly, the process activities ends with evolution, where the development teams checks the efficiency of the whole process. Issues while developing are discussed and improvements are planned for future. It helps in team performance improvement and the development quality. Finally, after finishing and accepted features are released to the live site, customers can use the new functionality right away. The system now moves into the maintenance and continuous improvement phase of the life cycle, whereby bugs are fixed and new features are added which consider user feedback and evolving business needs. Regarding deliverables, each process activities produce specific outputs. Requirement gathering gives rise to a product backlog and requirement specification documents. Planning produces backlogs and plans. System design generates design diagrams and database schemes. Development produces functional software modules, while testing produces test cases and test reports. Validation generates feedback and improvement reports and deployment results in a fully functional online ticketing website. Therefore, the Agile software process model is the most suitable choice for the Transnational Berhad website development project because its flexibility, iterative nature, and emphasis on customer feedback can serve to ensure that the system can support online booking, secure payments, and good customer service. In the Agile software process model, each development activity produces specific deliverables that ensure the Transnational online bus ticketing system is developed in a structured, controlled, and high-quality manner. These deliverables act as tangible outputs that help stakeholders monitor progress and verify system correctness. During the requirements gathering and product backlog creation phase, the main deliverables include a software requirement specification (SRS) and a product backlog. The SRS documents functional requirements such as route search, seat availability, online booking, secure payment processing, and customer support features, as well as non-functional requirements like system security, availability, and performance. In planning process, the expected deliverables are the backlog and the plan. These documents specify which features, for example, booking and logistics, or payment and transaction modules will be developed during planning, including task assignments, timelines, and sprint goals. This ensures clear direction and accountability for the development team. The system design phase produces several technical deliverables, including system architecture diagrams, database design schemes, user interface mockups, and component interaction diagrams. These deliverables define how the Transnational website components interact, how data is stored and processed, and how users navigate the system. During the development or implementation phase, the main deliverables are functional software software modules and source code. For examples, implemented booking systems, payment gateway integration, customer information pages, and customer support features. Each completed module represents a working increment of the system. The validation activity generates important quality assurance deliverables such as test cases, task scripts, and test reports. These documents record test results for functionality, security, and performance to ensure the system works correctly and online transactions are secure and reliable. At the end of process, the review produces demonstration results and stakeholder feedback reports. These deliverables capture comments and improvement suggestions from management or users which are used to refine future system enhancements. The retrospective results in the process improvement report, documenting lessons learned, challenges faced, and recommended improvements for future. This helps enhance team's efficiency and development quality. Finally, the evolution and continuous enhancement phase produce updated system reversions, bug fix reports, and enhancement logs. These deliverables ensure that the system remains up to date, reliable, and aligned with changing customer needs and technological advancements. In summary, each agile process activity in the Transnational website development produce clear and measurable deliverables that collectively ensure successful system development, deployment, and long-term maintenance.
This slide shows our project Gantt chart, which outlines the overall timeline and phase of system development from January until June. The project begins with the planning phase where we identify the project scope, stakeholders, and form the development team. This ensures everyone understands the project objective from the beginning. Next is the requirement analysis phase, where we gather user requirements and prioritize features based on user expectations. This step is important to avoid misunderstandings later in development. After that, we move into system design, which includes UI design and system architecture. This phase focuses on how the system will look and how it will function internally. The testing phase follows, including unit testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing. This ensures the system works correctly and meets user requirements. Finally, the project enters the deployment phase, where the application is launched and updated based on user feedbacks.
As project manager, a possible problem during handover in the Transnational online bus ticketing system project is the lack of system documentation during handover of the project task by the project team to the operations and maintenance team. This can occur when the nature of the project is very much involved in system development and delivery to handover of the project is viewed almost in terms of completing formalities rather than recognizing handover as an important phase of every project. There are important features on the website such as booking and logistics, payment and transaction, company information, and customer support. Each of the above mentioned features is important for day-to-day activities. In the event where the system is delivered without proper documentation like architecture description of the system, database design, user manual, and how things work, which might be challenges for the operations department. This handover issue will impact the project as well. For instance, in the event of problems in the booking and logistics component including issues in the correct routes and seating capacity, the maintenance team will not know the system well enough to quickly correct the issues, which will cause problems in reservations, customer discontent, as well as congestion in bus terminals. Problem in the payment and transaction component, including issues in the transaction and the payment, also will cause problems that will lead to losses and a decline in customer loyalty. In project management, project uncompletion will also affect project success in the long run from the perspective of the organization, as the organization will end up depending entirely upon the initial project development team for services, which will ensure that upgrading of the systems takes place late. New personnel coming to work within the operations teams will also not comprehend the system effectively, thereby ensuring that system efficiency is low since project uncompletion will negatively affect system functionality, leading them to work within challenging conditions. Therefore, it is important that as a project manager to make sure that the handover process is well planned and executed. This involves the provision of comprehensive system documentation, training sessions for the operations team, and organizing meetings for the official handover to ensure that everyone knows the responsibilities and capabilities of the system. A proper handover will ensure that the systems run smoothly without disrupting services and meeting the long-term goals of Transnational to offer effective online bus services.
This slide explains my role as the programmer in this project. One possible handover problem during development is insufficient or unclear code and technical documentation, especially during the transition from implementation to testing and deployment. Our system is a transportational website that consists of multiple modules such as booking and logistics, payment and transaction, the company information, and customer support. Each of these modules has different system logic, database operations, and user interaction, which require proper documentation. During the software development process, we use a structured model such as Agile, where programming is complete before testing begins. If documentation is poor, testers may misunderstand booking and payment workflows, face difficulty identifying system logic and data flow, and take longer to detect defects. This can lead to slower testing activities and possible misreporting of issues. Overall, delays in testing can postpone system deployment, reduce system quality, and make future maintenance more difficult, especially for updates related to bus routes, schedules, and payment features. As a result, the project may experience increased rework, higher maintenance costs, and reduced system reliability.
The handover problem as the tester rule is incomplete or unclear handover of requirements and changes. Unclear requirements from the development team. One major handover problem for testers is receiving incomplete or unclear system requirements and change information from the development team. When updates or modifications made during incremental development are not properly documented or communicated, testers may not fully understand what features or behaviors are expected from the system. Second is impact on testing. Testers may test based on assumptions instead of actual requirements, causing important test cases to be missed, such as failed payment or refund scenarios in the payment module. It also can be impact on project timeline, which is extra time is needed to clarify requirements with developers or stakeholders, leading to testing delays and late release. It also impact on user satisfaction. which is undetected defects such as incorrect seek availability or payment errors, may risk users and reduce trust in the system. So the overall impact on the project is reduced test accuracy, delays the project, lower software quality, and negatively affects customer confidence in the transnational online ticketing system, which is poor testing accuracy and unresolved defects can damage the reliability of the systems. Users may hesitate to use the online platform if it is perceived as unreliable or error-prone.
As a system analyst, one possible handover problem is insufficient system documentation when moves from development to maintenance or evolution part. As a system analyst, my responsibility is to document system architecture, system components, and component interaction for transnational online bus ticketing system. If this documentation is not clearly recorded and handed over, the maintenance or evolution team will struggle to understand how system works and be unclear about the reason behind certain design decision. The lack of documentation can cause difficulties in maintenance and system update, misunderstanding of system layers and dependency. As example, when we updating the booking or payment module without understanding, it can cause system errors and increase maintenance costs, and it can also reduce system maintainability and reliability. In conclusion, poor handover documentation can slow system evolution and reduce service quality. Well-structured documentation during handover is essential to avoid maintenance difficulties, reduce evolution cost, and maintain system reliability. Our team has chosen to use MVC pattern, as we all know as model view controller pattern. The reason why we choose this model is it is easily modified. We all know that we need to divide them into model, view, and controller first. It is simple to change a system as a change mat because it does not necessarily affect all parts of the system when we need to update or change in the system. We also able to update things like user interface components independently, enhance the system's maintainability by minimizing the risk errors. We also, another reason why we choose is it is easy planning and maintenance. It allows transnational application easy to organize and maintain. Developers can focus on different components without having advanced knowledge of all components. It can be distributed more effectively across the team.
For a project manager position, the inclusion of the users in the testing for the release at an earlier stage will have multiple benefits in ensuring the success of the transnational online bus ticketing system. The main aspect behind developing this online bus ticketing system for transnational is that it will cater to a broad range of users, including students, workers, and those who travel long distances. Firstly, the advantage of involving users in release testing as early as possible is the possibility of identifying user functionality or usability problems in relation to the site. For the transnational website, users are able to carry out essential tasks such as searching bus routes, viewing bus schedules, browsing seating options, and paying using the online payment system, while developers may be able to recognize problems in a user-friendly interface or in user navigation options or how to access customer support data. Users are able to point out problems that may have been missed in relation to user navigation. The second advantage is more alignment with what users want and how business activities are conducted. This implies that early involvement of users enables the project manager to confirm that the functionality covered in the system correlates with the way users travel or book. For instance, user pointing out that there ought to be easier display of fares, faster confirmation, or easier access to terminal information. The booking and logistics and payment and transactions modules work in a manner that will assist transnational's business objectives. Nevertheless, there is also a negative aspect of involving users within the process of validating and verifying a project. One of the possible disadvantages is receiving conflicting information from users. In this situation, some users will have different expectations. For example, students may value low prices while those who are office-going individuals value fast services. This will lead to difficulties in handling different opinions, which may cause delays in a particular project. As a project manager, it requires careful prioritization and clear communication to ensure that feedback improves the system without negatively impacting the project schedule or objective.
This slide focuses on my role as a programmer and how user involvement affects system development. Early user involvement helps programmers identify usability and functional issues by observing the user interactions. Users test features such as online booking, seat selections, and payment processing. This allows us to identify problems that technical testing may miss, such as difficulty navigating booking, steps, or confusion with payment confirmation message. User involvement also helps in validating system functionality. User feedback allows programmers to verify that system features meet user expectation and ensure smooth operation of features like route search, transaction records, and customer support service. This improves system quality before final deployment and increase overall system satisfaction with the website. However, there are also disadvantages. During validation and verification, User may request frequent change and additional features. These requests may require code modification, retesting, and restructuring of existing modules. This can increase development effort, disrupt the programming schedule, and potentially affect system stability if changes are not properly controlled within the software engineering process.
So, as the tester role, what is the benefits of involving users in release testing? The advantages is, first is validation of real user requirements. Early involvement of users help validate actual user needs and expectations against the implemented features of the Transnational website. User feedback allow testers to confirm that key functions such as route searching, seat selection, ticket booking, and payment process meet real customer requirements, reducing the risk of developing features that are technically correct but not useful. Second is early detections of requirements mismatch. Early release testing enables users to verify whether essential requirements such as trip planning and seat availability are correctly implemented. Incorrect assumptions made by designers or developers can be identified early, allowing necessary changes to be made before final system release. And lastly, identification of usability and workflow issues. Users can identify usability problems that may not be detected through technical testing. For example, users may report confusing navigation, lengthy booking processes, or unclear payment confirmation message. This feedback allows testers to improve usability before the system goes live. So one disadvantage of involving users in release testing is subjective and inconsistent user feedback. As the tester role, user feedback can vary between individuals and may be inconsistent or outside the project scope. Some users may request additional features not included in the requirements. For example, loyalty programs or mobile app integration, which can complicate acceptance criteria and delay the release of the transnational website.
The first benefits of engaging users early in release testing is that it confirms you are creating the correct product, rather than merely developing the product correctly. System requirements, regardless of how clearly defined they are, often exhibit usability issues that become apparent only when users interact with the system. For example, client might highlight problems with selection seats, the booking process, or the payment confirmation screen. Engaging with users early will help in promptly recognizing these issues. If they need to be addressed through redesign after deployment, it can become costly. This enhances any validation efforts by demonstrating that the system aligns with the user's needs. Another benefit is the enhancement of system general usability and quality. Developers and testers cannot simulate real user environments from a system analyst point of view. Users' feedback is early release testing facilitates the improvement of interface design such as appearance, navigation, structure, and intersection flow. This results in a more user-friendly, real-world, robust, and end-user acceptable system. Confidence of the system fitness for purpose it is. Therefore, improved prior to full release. While it gives benefits, the user incorporation during the project validation and verification phase may be a little difficult. One disadvantage is the additional project lead time and coordination involved. Users may be too busy to return a feedback that is incomplete or out of scope, as well as request features beyond the scope of an application. From a system analyst perspective, this may make validation activities more complex, postpone releasing deadlines, and put too much pressure on the work of development team to handle changes. Uncontrolled user-insisted changes can result in scope creep and loss of emphasis on verification against agreed specification. That's all from our presentation of this project. Thank you.